Yes, this is Pursuing God's Heart, and got some highlights from listening through 1 Corinthians. I think I'm going to do 1 and 2 Corinthians, then I'm probably going to go back and grab another gospel. But 1 Corinthians is a letter where he begins early on talking about the apparent foolishness and weakness of the cross. That, like, why has God done something in this way when the world knows that, power and wisdom are not to be found dying on a piece of wood? And then at the end of the chapter, after talking about the message and saying, the message seems weak and it seems foolish, then he says, but hey, what about you guys? You guys are not that impressive either. And right now, a lot of us are feeling quite unimpressive, right? For some, your job has been taken away. You're on furlough, or maybe you've lost your job completely. For some of us, we're still working, but we're restricted. We're kind of stuck in the home. We don't. I'd probably be flying somewhere or visiting somewhere or doing something. And at the moment, I'm just kind of stuck, and it feels small. Then you turn on the TV news and you see the Prime Minister and the Chief Medical Officer and government and hospitals and the people working in the hospitals doing an amazing job. And you think, wow, these people are impressive. These people are doing something. And I'm just stuck here waiting for the next trip to the supermarket. And it feels so insignificant. It feels like we're nobodies. And Paul in 1 Corinthians 1 says to the Corinthians, what about you guys? Not many of you were noble. Not many of you were wise. Not many of you were, powerful or whatever. But he says, verse 27, God chose what is foolish in the world to shame the wise. God chose what is weak in the world to shame the strong. God chose what is low and despised in the world, even things that are not, to bring to nothing things that are, so that no human being might boast in the presence of God. And so I love this last bit here, verses 30 and 31. He says, because of him, that is God, because of him, you are in Christ Jesus, who became to us wisdom from God, righteousness and sanctification and redemption, so that as it is written, let the one who boasts boast in the Lord. You may not be a prime minister. You may not be in government. You may not be in senior management of a hospital or even a supermarket. You may feel quite inadequate, quite unimpressive, just stuck at home. But the fact is that kind of fits with the way God works. He chose the unimpressive in order to do something really impressive. And ultimately, that's not about us and what we can do. It's about Jesus and what he's done. And so even if everything is stripped away, let's be people who are boasting in the Lord, because if he's all we've got, actually we've got everything we need. Let him who boasts boast in the Lord.